Here on the New Jersey side of the Delaware River, the wind is getting even worse. And here's the new look in hydroplane hats.
Todd, it looks like it's getting a little bit worse out there. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to go out real easy for the first couple of laps. When it gets close to the start of the race, it's going to be a thumbs up or thumbs down. It's looks like it's a lot worse this time.
George Johnson already heading out there. Looks like the Atlantic Ocean. My goodness. Look at the waves.
Jerry, what do you think? It's awful rough out here.
Well, that's awful rough, but we'll go out and run and do the best we can.
At least you got a good heavy boat out there.
Yeah, I like that.
Jerry Hott firing up that turbocharged Allison engine out of a World War II fighter airplane heading out into Holston, Miss Madison. Pretty unkind territory. This is the U-22. The Miss Otto sunroof. Saw the fire coming out of there. Got to get that engine started or the wind's going to take it right into those rocks. My goodness, look how close Yarling is getting in by that shore. That is extremely close to the shore, and I hope the boat can get out of there. Got a speedboat in the way, and it looks like he's going to make it. Kenny Washer here in the center of your screen, the crew chief, not too thrilled with what he sees. Oh, my. Again with a gorgeous shot, the Ben Franklin Bridge in the backdrop. All three boats well behind the starting line when the gun sounds. Of these boats powered by turbocharged Allison engines, and in lane number 1 is the Otto sunroof with Todd Yarling. Lane number 2, Jerry Hott in the Holston Miss Madison, and lane number 3, the Oh Boy Alberto with George Johnson. Rumbling down the front straightaway, which is getting almost as rough now as the back chute. It's Yarling hugging the buoys and the other boats maintaining their lanes. Now you can see how dark it's starting to get. The water continuing to get worse in that back straightaway. The boat's just not able to perform like they can. And, of course, that's why we're not racing for points in these preliminary heats. Look at the boats pound away on their sponsons. This is really rough on these boats that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of the crew members from both boats watching now as they go down the back straightaway. Here they are, still holding on to the lead, and lane number 1 is Yarling and this Otto sunroof, the U-22, based out of Madison, Indiana, as is the boat in lane number 2, the Holston Miss Madison. Todd Yarling trying to stretch it out just a little bit as he is in first place in lane number 1, completing lap number 1. There's Todd now. He's driven this boat. This is his 3rd year, I believe, in this particular machine. And on the outside, here come the 2 other boats now. George Johnson, who drove the Executone Telephones a couple of years ago in the Oh Boy Alberto, and Jerry Hott sitting in for Ron Snyder. He is in lane number 2 in the only conventional style boat. That means he's sitting behind the engine. All the boats used to be that way some 10, 15 years ago. And, of course, then they came up with a cab-over design where the driver gets a much smoother ride up there with the air underneath him and the sponsons. But you can see now that boat moving very well on your left of your screen is the Holston Miss Madison. Bill McFadden, the owner of the Oh Boy Alberto hydroplane, as the boats now go down the back chute. You see the skyline of Philadelphia, and now the New Jersey side, Camden, New Jersey, as the boats rumble around the north turn. Swinging a little bit wider, trying to gain some ground now and trying to lengthen his lead is Todd Yarling in the U-22, the Miss Otto sunroof. 2nd place, Holston Miss Madison. 3rd, George Johnson. Down the main straightaway again. They have only 1 more lap to go. Again, these preliminary heats, not only will we have no points, but they are only 3 laps. 3 laps for all preliminary heats. Good shot of George Johnson out of Seattle, a veteran driver who's done some offshore racing as well as the Unlimiteds, known for having a good heavy right foot. He'll get everything he can out of an engine as they go into the south turn. This is lap number 3. And Jerry Hott on the outside hip of Todd Yarling in lane number 2. These turbocharged Allison engines working harder than they ever have, and it's tough just keeping, as Todd Yarling said earlier, keeping the propeller in the water. They're bouncing around so much. Look on the outside now. Here comes the Holston Miss Madison trying to overtake the lead, and he's got it. Jerry Hott, who won his first heat ever back in 1A. That was his first career victory in a preliminary heat, and now he rolls around. But here comes Yarling in lane number 1, and Johnson on the outside. Here comes Yarling holding on to the lead. About a half a rooster tail ahead of the Holston Miss Madison. There goes Hott. There goes George Johnson. And here's the sprint now for the checkered flag. It looks like it'll be Todd Yarling in the U-22, Miss Otto sunroof, taking the victory in Heat 2A. Yarling first. Jerry Hott second in the Oh Boy Alberto with George Johnson 3rd. Officially, here's the order. The Miss Otto sunroof first. Holson, Miss Madison, then the O'Boy Alberta with George Johnson. Let's go down to the pits.
Ooh, rough. Little rough out there, Jim Saddam, the owner. You holding your breath?
Oh, I hold my breath all the time. This is about the worst water we've ever attempted to run in, and I think all the boats are doing super out there in that rough stuff.
How about those turns?
Oh, it's rough. I knew the Madison had the heavier boat weight on me, and they're a good rough water boat, and the only chance I had was on the inside and just pushing as hard as I could. It got a little loose on me a few times, but I think the inside's always the shortest way around. That's what we used.
How'd you out on the driver, Jim Saddam, the owner? Don?
George, you almost got over the finish line there.
Yeah, we survived another one.
How's your backside?
Little sore, little sore.
It looks worse out there, both straightaways.
Yeah, they are. It's a lot worse than it was last time. It's not getting any better, but it was still raceable.
Crazy way to make a living, isn't it?
Oh, it is. A lot of fun, though. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun going on down on the other side of the river, too, on Penn's Landing on the Philadelphia side. Concerts going on. Just a great afternoon for the fans. Back in a minute.